So it's Kulipup here again, of course. Last video on really what can you do? What can you physically do? Now you know how you can identify your entity program. And don't get me wrong, you're going to go in there a little bit more through feeling and through the language. You know how they're going to feed off of you as well through orgasm, through negative energy and confusion. And through overeating of food to keep you lower. So what can you actually do? What can you do? Now, I didn't touch too much on men, so I'll really briefly retouch on guys. Guys, your subconscious program isn't going to want to get you to have sex with it or anything like that through there, but it will. The subconscious program for the men puts men in their patterns. Male energy is very much so a little bit stubborn sometimes, but it's a force of creation, right? A lot of force of creation there. So a lot of guys don't like being told what to do and how to do it. They prefer to be like, no, I am a man. I will make my own decisions and I will walk on my own 2 feet and all that jazz. So what happens though is your subconscious keeps you in a place of repeat cycles and loops. Right? That's how it's going to draw its energy from you. It's going to stop you from thinking critically and logically, and it's going to manipulate you to react based off of just your emotions. So for example, if you're with your partner and she doesn't do something that, or she does something that gets you angry, your subconscious program will make you fester in that feeling. Even though you're trying to change, you could just be like, you know what? I tried to change, blah, 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 but it's going to try to put you right back into the pattern of, I'm just going to close off and I'm going to do what I want to do and screw her and everything like that. Where it is going to be up to you to tell your subconscious that you are superior, okay? That your mind is superior, that you will not take these stupid thoughts of negativity and the coercion that they are blatantly trying to do to you. You're not going to take it. What you're going to do is go, no, you know what? I'm going to see why I'm upset, and I'm not going to react off of this emotion. Okay, so analyzing and choosing positivity rather than to get sucked back into a pattern, because a guy will go into a pattern real quick. Real quick. So if you, I'll put it this way, like if you are somebody who struggles with addiction and you're a guy, you may find that it's easier for you to fall back in that pattern. Or male energy, I'll say, because that's not just men, it is women too. But if you are too in your male energy, which comes more naturally to men, it comes naturally to women too, don't get me wrong, but more men are within their male energies. And if you struggle with addiction, that's why you may find it very difficult to break that cycle a lot. Only because you have your subconscious entity going, keeping you in a state of closed-mindedness. You know, so if you're just like, you know what, I know being better and getting over this addiction is going to be right for me and my life is always better, but your subconscious is going to be like, but it's too hard. Why do you have to work this hard? Life's not fair. And it'll automatically put you in the victim stage. And if you still believe that you are a victim, then you will fall victim to your subconscious. However, as a man, if you're just like, no, I will not listen to you. You telling me that everything's hard and I'm not a victim. I am a powerful creator. I create my own world and I create my own universe the way I see fit. And I choose to create nothing but positivity. I choose to select the timelines that produce nothing but abundance for me. I choose to be better. I choose to be evolved. If you're a guy and you can do that, you will find that you will conquer your subconscious, because I get, because my hubby and I, we did like a little video, very good, and it was Tenka's observation, and he was going through about the male peacocking. That's, when guys are just pushing out their chest, right? But that's what your subconscious wants you to do. Your subconscious just wants you to puff up your chest because that still locks in insecurity, covered with the false pretense of strength when it's not. You need to show your subconscious that I'm truly strong, not because I can puff up my chest real big, but because I am comfortable knowing who I am, and what I choose. So you need to prove that you are superior to your subconscious. And you as a lady, you just simply got to be like, I'm not having sex with you. I'm not giving you my energy because I am also a powerful creator. And I also choose not to get sucked in by any of this crap from your subconscious entity. Anyway, so that was that. Now, what can you physically do? I've only got a few minutes here, so I'm going to try to get this done. So what you can do is okay, I may be running out on this a little bit too much. Let me see if I can find a different one that is. That's a little bit better, I suppose. It's still pretty broad though. So what can you physically do? Keep sharp. Follow your gut or your intuition. You need to trust yourself. Don't rely on pendulums or cards or tools. Tools are useful, but you can't rely on them, okay? That's you ultimately, when you're at this level, you have to have so much freaking trust in yourself to know that what you've said is law, what you've said is truth, what you said is working, is happening. So if you've banished an entity away, or if you've eliminated an entity, you have to be so solid in your belief and foundation that that entity is wiped off the face of the planet. Because if you don't believe it, that leads into confusion. This is running out. That leads into confusion. And if you are confused or doubting, then that's where your subconscious and conscious programs will feed off of that. So you've got to be so sure and confident and trusting in yourself, because when you get to these higher levels, when I say don't rely on your pendulum or your tarot cards or your crystals or these or that things, because these entities, they are physical. They are right there. They are beside you. They will stay with you. They are attached to you until you either burn it off or get rid of it. So they will literally, when you're holding your pendulum up, they will hijack your energy and swing it in different ways to manipulate and coerce you. Okay, so you can't just even, like, you could program your pendulum, right? And you could have said only source truth information comes in there. And as you are holding your pendulum up, they have the ability to switch your timeline. And when you're switching your timeline, you're pretty much going into an alternate dimension that is parallel to this dimension. But the switch happens so fast that you don't see it, you don't understand it, you don't even know it's done. But in this dimension, you didn't program it properly. You didn't. So when you're holding it up now, you're asking your question, they have the ability to come through on this pendulum now. So it's like, shit. Trust me, I had to go through all of these things. And when you see how quickly they are able to manipulate your timelines, that's when I say, at that point, you cannot rely on pendulums. I had to go for a good 2 to 3 weeks of not having my tools available that I would normally have used, just to clarify stuff. I had to go by base feeling the energy, feeling the blockages, feeling it. Because when you pick up your pendulum, it's so easy. It's like, oh, you just get the information immediately, and it's less work for me. However, to feel all the physical energies, to give that focus, oh gosh, it can be tiring, but I can do it. So it doesn't matter whether I have my pendulum or not. These entities cannot feed off of me. All right? Now, following your intuition, again, that is your heart. That's doing what I was doing, just feeling the energy, feeling whether it is right, whether it is wrong, feeling what you're going to do with it. And keeping sharp. You know, like I always say, keep sharp. You've got to really, you can't be negligent. Okay? You cannot be negligent at this level. And this is why I tell everybody, you need to meditate. You need to focus. You need to go through the hardships, because a lot of people, they just want to raise frequency because, one, it feels freaking fantastic. You know, having that light, feeling powerful, feeling like, yeah. But a part of raising frequency with all this great power comes great responsibility. And one of your responsibilities is going to be not to get sucked in by this, not to have your power leached off of and diminished and depleted because you were coerced. If you think of you are a God, you are God. You are a fractalized piece of God. God is within you. When have you, if your idea of God was an individual that would second guess themselves, that would not believe their own words, and not only they wouldn't be able to believe it, they can't back it up. They can't tell you how they got to this conclusion. You would just be like, maybe you're not all as powerful as you think you are, because I'm asking you questions and you don't know them. All right? You're not even sure of it yourself. So if you were approached by a God like that, you would think that they were a lesser God. However, if you were approached by God who just came to you and said their truth and said, no, this is my will, it is done. And it was done. You'd be like, oh shit, they're really cool. And that is what you are, and that is what you have to appreciate, and you have to come to the knowledge of, is that when you are sharp, when you are going through this process, when you are gaining information, such as from the videos like I'm putting out, such as from information that you're getting throughout the entire world, through other people who are intuitives, who are giving this this energy out there, if you're taking in this information and you're choosing not to use it, you're choosing not to stay sharp with it, you just take in information and forget it, then you're not going to keep your wits. You're not going to be able to feel your intuition and follow your heart because you haven't done the work. So it's all very well and good raising frequency, but if you're just raising frequency for the sake of raising frequency, you cannot claim your crown, you cannot claim your divinity if you are not willing to learn about it, to fight for it. It's just like the king or the queen that revels in all of the, like, oh, they were anointed and they were crowned, and all they do is sit and enjoy the power that it brings. However, they don't do anything, they don't fulfill their responsibilities. One of your responsibilities is to get rid of this negative entity. Because if you don't get rid of it, it will suck your power and it will only grow stronger. And if that little shit grows stronger, it causes havoc not just for you, but the people around you, the world around you, depending on how high your frequency is. Because your frequency at a very high level is going to affect not just yourself, but it's going to affect a lot of people around you. Okay? Like me, I'm a powerful empath. I'm connected to every single person on this planet. If I'm having a really bad day, everybody feels it. Everybody feels it. If I'm having a day full of love, full of laughter, full of joy, how many times do I hear, you know, when I'm going on the comments, people are like, wow, I'm having such a great day today. I feel the love. I just woke up with a lot of energy. And I'm like, It's because I understand that I need to keep this up so I don't affect you. But your subconscious program is going to freaking affect you and affect the people around there. And it is your duty as this divine creator to stop it. But if you've just taken your throne and you haven't done the study, done the work, understood, when your throne is under attack, what's going to happen? What happens to a king or a queen or a monarchy or whatever if they've just been lackadaisical, if they're a poor ruler and their country is invaded or their kingdom is invaded? They fall. They fall, they get infiltrated, and the new one comes in, which is your subconscious. You will fall, you will be infiltrated, and your subconscious will take over, and your vessel will be their vessel. And it's going to be hard as hell to get back out of it. So, anywho, keep your wits about you, follow your intuition, and trust yourself above all else. What you eat is up to you. How much you have sex is totally up to you. Or whether you have sex at all, totally up to you. You can do whatever you want with the other information. But this is what you need to do. Work, do the study, keep your mind open. Now I will be, of course, doing some more lessons, and we'll go into a little bit more about the entities and so forth. But for right now, that's what you need to do. Alrighty. If you enjoyed this message and you enjoyed this little tutorial, please donate. That's backwards. Please donate. Or whichever one. I don't know which one is going to come up. Donate. Returning the energy will always lead to good things for yourself. Little goes a long way. All that jazz. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Bye.